A few days after the Battle of Gettysburg, the Prussian military observer that was with Robert E. Lee asked him his command philosophy. And he said, "I think and work with all my powers to bring my troops to the right place at the right time." And he said, to interfere at that stage, he said, does more harm than good. He said, I leave the matter up to God and my subordinate officers. And that's the essence of the operational art. That is, bringing the troops to the right place at the right time. It's also the essence of the operational game. And I think there's a soft spot in the market for operational level 19th century computer games, campaign games. Smaller tactical games, they don't really offer the true scope of the support assets, like the wagons, the logistics, the joint operations of bringing more than one force together at one place, at a very important place. And the larger strategic games, they kind of dilute the military considerations by adding economic and diplomatic considerations. So that I think that the campaign games, the operational level games, offer the most complete picture of military operations. Intelligence. Intelligence is almost always limited in operational games. So your opponent's forces are always kind of obscure, rarely clear. And actually even sometimes your own are obscure to you in a fluid situation, called the fog of war. Supply. In operational level games, the supply and the condition of your units matters just as much as the strength of the units. And your defense of your lines of communication back to the supply source gives a structure to the game, gives a shape to the campaign, which I think is essential to a good game. What operational gaming really offers, I think, is a narrative. It's the story that links one battle with the next battle. Provides the meaning, it provides the reason for every battle. And that's why I think they're so much fun. In operational games, there's so many things to consider at once. You've got speed versus fatigue, or speed versus outrunning your support. Your ammunition wagons are way back there. Are they going to get to the engagement in time? Concentration for battle versus dispersal for movement. Traffic. A lengthy deployment time for a large frontage versus just a quick strike up the road, for example. A long frontage versus deployment in depth. Now, I really am most interested in Civil War games. My expertise is in the Civil War. And I have actually made operational level maps of the entire United States at the time of the Civil War. However, I've got a problem with Civil War at this point, which is that the gunboats and the railroads are tough to model. It's very involved. Whereas I think if we started with an operational level Napoleonic game, we wouldn't have to worry about the gunboats and the railroads, and we could have essentially the same engine, and we could have a really fun game, and also we could do a line of Napoleonic games at the same time we were working on the Civil War games. I thought we would start with a Waterloo game, since, for one thing, it's a short campaign. It's something that is already a lot of people are interested in. Also, there's the factor of having 3 players in the game, at least 3. There are 3 armies, just like there were 3 armies for Shiloh, which happened in the Civil War. But that offers, I think, a special interest to the game.